We're here today to talk about accessibility, and as many of you saw from yesterday I talked about science fiction. Now we're going to be talking about science fact, and what kind of technological advances have happened over the last few years, where things are going with accessibility and providing content for the visually impaired and the blind and the print disabled. So when I was asked to do this by Leslie a few months back, I had 5 people in mind to come and speak to you. Fortunately, those 5 people are all here today. They all said yes, surprisingly. It's very difficult to get 5 people in the room these days, as you can imagine. So I'm delighted to welcome everyone that I wished was here. These are the 5 people. You can actually see them in real. They're over there. We have, first up will be James Scholes, who's a computing student from Leeds Metropolitan University. He will be showing us exactly how he accesses his course materials and demoing some of the platforms that he really uses and showing us what can be done and what is good practice. Next up, I think there's actually been a slight change. So in the running order only, Alan Jones from the RNIB will be talking to us and about the wider kind of market in place, followed by Alistair McNaught from TechDisc, who's going to kind of elaborate and get into the practicalities of Anna's talk beforehand. Then we're going to have Sarah coming up from Editor, talking about the practicalities of what publishers can do, what help is out there for publishers to make their content accessible. And then lastly, we've got Rachel Thornton, I'm pleased to who's come down from Leeds as well, from Leeds Metropolitan University. She's the copyright clearance officer there, and she's going to talk to us about her experience of working with publishers and the kind of things that publishers do right, and hopefully the things that publishers do wrong, so we can actually learn from others' experience and from her experience of talking to us in the industry. Now, I'm not going to say much more than that. Well, I've just said all that. I'm just going to add a little caveat at the end here. 500 is the number of requests we've had from institutions around the world in the last 2 months of Sage for content for the visually impaired. So we've sent out 500 files. That's the same amount as we sent out for the whole of last year. It's really grown over the last couple of years. We now work with 250 institutions around the world. It's about doing the right thing. It's about providing content to students when they need it. But it's also, from a publisher's perspective, it's about building relationships with librarians around the world. We have a great reputation because of the work we've done with librarians and disability officers in institutions and universities around the world. It really does make a difference, and it has opened up our content to a lot more people. And the guys today will talk you through the whole kind of supply chain of what can be done to make a difference. And basically, we can talk about accessibility, but we can also just exchange the word accessible for the word better. It's making better content, and this better content will affect your business in multiple ways in terms of just making better content that people will actually use, make a better content that they can use on the Kindle. It applies all the way through the supply chain. It's just about making things better in every way possible. So I will be quiet now. We will have time for questions at the end, but initially we're going to get James up here to give you a demo of the kind of platforms that he uses and the things that he appreciates and the pitfalls that he's kind of experienced during his time studying at Leeds Metropolitan. So if we give a round of applause while
Okay, good morning everyone. I just want to give a brief demonstration and description of how I access ebooks and information on the web. So can I just confirm that my laptop screen is being So, blind users use what is called a screen reader, and it's software that runs on the operating system, and it converts whatever's on the screen into synthesized speech or refreshable braille, whichever is the user's preference. And basically that is the primary way that we access the web, books, and pretty much every part of the system. So I'm going to connect this up, and what I'm going to do first is use my university's library system to search for a textbook, and it will be on Safari Books Online, which is one of the eBook systems we have access to. And I'll just demonstrate how I can navigate through the book, how I can read the text, and then I'll also demonstrate access to an unprotected EPUB file in a piece of software called QRead. So if I just move over to, if I just turn this up, okay.
Leeds Metropolitan University Bar Library Catalog Bar Basic Search, Mozilla Firefox.
Okay, so
Lisbon.
on the web,
Out.
we can use navigation keys to jump through elements on a page. So I want the search field, which is a form field, so I'm going to hit E for edit.
Edit as autocomplete J.
Okay,
Fo-
I'm going to just type in here.
Link graphic Leeds Metro. Visited.
Okay,
Leeds Metropolitan University Bar Library Catalog Bar Leeds Metropolitan.
and then look.
Navigation. Go next heading. Leeds Met.
Alright.
Button. Graphic Leeds. But sorry, your session does not. Button OK.
Go ahead.
Alert Leeds Metropolitan.
Never works out on it.
List with. I will list edit as autocomplete. Focus. Combo box words or edit at.
Okay, so if I type a search,
Pearl.
if I type a search phrase,
Alert Firefox prevent.
okay,
Button. Leeds Metropolitan University Bar Library Catalog. Combo box. Left.
okay.
Browse.
Hopefully it works this time.
Other ways to search heading level.
So,
Basics contextual navigation. Navigate.
so what I'm going to do is move through the page by heading using the H key,
Contextual navigation menu heading level 2.
and we have headings at different levels.
Basic other ways to search heading level 3. Contextual navigation menu heading level. Go next head.
And
Update content navigation. Go previous head.
I'm looking for the search results but not finding.
Edit as autocomplete.
Come back to the basic search once I've done the
Combo.
search again.
Edit.
You didn't come up with it.
Per. Alert Firefox.
There we go.
Okay,
Navigation.
so
List with 3 items. Search results heading level 3.
so we have search results, and what I'm going to do is move to the drop downs to refine the search.
Out of list library. Combo box. List with 4 items. Format.
And I'm going to, it says format,
Focus.
so I'm going to set that to electronic.
Electronic resources. Browse.
And
Out of list search button.
hit search.
Alert Firefox.
Okay.
Navigate text. List with 2 items. List with 4 items. Search result found 1. Coding for penetration testers electronic resource. Out of list with 4 items. Search result found 2. Intermediate Perl electronic resource by Foy. Brian D. Heading.
So this is the one that I want. So I know where the link is to open it up.
List with 3 items. Open this electronic resource visited link. Leeds Met Bar Library Online Bar as proxy login doc.
And then
Username. Use edit. Out of edit. Password. Browse book. Clickable link content tabs. Clickable Safari Books Online graphic link.
okay, so we're now on Safari Books Online,
Clickable list with 8 alerts of last pack.
and I'm going to.
Out of list table of contents heading level 3.
So I've got a table of contents,
Link copyright. Link forward. Heading level 5. Link preface.
and I can easily move through.
Link section P2.1. Link section P2.2. Conventions used in this book.
So I can just click on the section,
Intermediate Perl greater preface greater conventions used in this book. P.
and I can start reading.
Clickable this book heading level 5. Link graphic intermediate Perl. Search link search contents link content preface. PG zip heading level 1.
Okay.
Event object click land. Head crack checkbox checked on link graph. Land. Clickable UR.
Just give me a second.
List with 12 items next. Key N. Out of list contents link list with.
For some reason, you're getting a hands-on demonstration of what can go wrong. So this isn't showing the.
Head crack checkbox check. Link list with 12 items. Read. Toggle to fit width. Fit page. Drag mode link. Adjust scrolling. 2 pages view. Zoom in. Zoom up. Thumbnail view. HTML view. Intermediate Perl greater.
open it. So
Clickable this book, search contents, link, preface, previous, link, net, heading level 3, P2 point, the following typographic.
okay, here we go. So we finally got Safari Books online in the right mode. So I can start reading the section from here.
Heading level 3, P2.2, conventions used in this book. The following typographic conventions are used in this book. List with 4 items, constant width, used for function names, module names, file names, environment.
And then it goes through all of that, and I can move to the next section.
Link.
If I find
Italic.
the next link.
Our list print, link print. Our link, zoom, link, alt, plus shift, plus 3 next. PN.
I can go to the next section.
Our list P2.3, using code examples, heading level 3.
And I can read that.
This book is here to help you get your job done. In general, you may use the code of this book in your programs and documents.
And if there was any tables or graphics or quotes or footnotes in this section, then I could quite easily read those as well. At the beginning, the problem was that it wasn't showing the text in the HTML view, it was showing it in an object which isn't accessible. So that's Safari Books Online. And what I'd like to show next briefly is using an unprotected eBook file, a well-marked up eBook file, in a piece of software called QRead. So if I just
Start. Taskbar. QRead, tab control. Focused learning for loaded one document. Currently focused learning for read only edit multi-line. Blank.
Okay, so this software is designed
First, QRead.
for blind users, so it might. Yeah, sure.
Previous. This book is here to help you. Restore.
Yeah.
Code maximize unavailable net.
It seems to be already.
Top Leeds Metropolitan University. Projection options list unavailable. Projector only. Extend. Duplicate. Disconnect projector. QRead. Learn. Restore. Projection options list unavailable. Projector only. Extend. Projector only. Disconnect projector. QRead. Learning Perl. Tab.
We just need to move the screen across.
Like QRead. Learning Perl. System menu. QRead. Learning Perl. QRead. Learning Perl. Maximize makes the. QRead. Learning application. Minimize restore. Put some in.
So this is an ebook reading application that is designed for visually impaired users, hence why it probably didn't look great at first. And this supports quite a lot of formats, but EPUB is very well supported. So you can start reading the book from the top, and there's quite a lot of blank space. But
Safari Books Online is an on-demand digital library.
And you can start reading from wherever. But the main highlight of using this is that I can bring up the table of contents.
Table.
T.
How to contact us. History of this book. Changes from the previous edition.
And you can
Preface and
go
collect.
through sections.
1. Introduction collapsed.
And for each section it says collapse, and you can expand each chapter.
Expanded. 6 questions and answers collapsed. What does Perl stand for? Collapsed.
And you can move to any section just by hitting enter,
QRead. What does Perl stand for? Blank.
and then start reading.
Need most of the time are good tasks for Perl, from quick little one-off programs to major industrial strength.
So that is access to a well-marked up PDF with ebook, with a table of contents, and that's an unprotected ebook. We were going to demonstrate access to a PDF that was protected by DRM on Dawson Era, but they've recently adopted a new book reading system which is actually accessible now, which was a welcome change. But in general, DRM protected documents pose a real challenge because you can't, the user can't choose what to read them with. So if the application is accessible or they haven't put in the necessary features to enable the screen reader to access the document, then it can't be read. So that's about all I have to demonstrate.